Good morning. Good morning, Facebook. How is everybody this morning? Happy Wednesday. Are you overwhelmed? Are you got so much clutter going on in your head that it just keeps you awake? It just really depletes your energy because you're overthinking because you got so much things in your head. Wow. We're going to talk about decluttering your mind. If we haven't met yet, my name is Andrea Milioti. I am a transformational life coach, and I help overwhelmed, frustrated, and stressed out moms to live a life of harmony so they can be the best version of themselves, so they can be good for their kids, their whole family, their careers, their friends, and have better relationships. So welcome everybody. If you are watching me live, drop a live in the comments. Say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. And again, if you are watching replay, drop a replay below. Welcome. It is Wednesday. Wednesday, the 21st of February. We are almost approaching the end of February already. I just can't believe it. But that's where the time is. You know, I look at it this way. What my feeling is, I feel, my God, we are halfway through the year. You know, as a business perspective, we are halfway through the year. Now, I know we're not. But that is the mindset I believe everybody should have. Like, it's a sense of urgency. A sense of urgency in our life, right? And if we want to make things happen, we need to have that sense of urgency. So, anyway, to get back on what we are talking about, and yes, definitely having a sense of urgency does help in keeping our mind clutter-free because it helps in that prioritizing manner and that things that we have to get done. But decluttering our brain is a process of organizing and managing our thoughts, our emotions, and mental activities to achieve a clearer, excuse me, and more focused state of mind. So in today's world, where information is abundant, right? We have the news, we have so much going on, right? You turn on the news, you turn on the internet, information is at our fingertips. And daily life can be hectic, right? We let everything, all the thoughts, everything going on, right? Our minds can become cluttered with various stressors, distractions, and negative thoughts. The mental clutter can negatively impact our overall well-being, leading to increased stress, anxiety, and sense of overwhelm. So that's that. So it's a process we have to go through to declutter. So there are some little key aspects in decluttering the brain. And the first step to decluttering is to identify that clutter, the source. Where is it coming from? Like recognizing and understanding the source of the mental clutter. That is the very first step, is recognizing. And this could be like, maybe it's work-related stress, maybe it's family, maybe, any other personal concerns, maybe it's a health issue, maybe it's information overload, negative thought patterns, what have you. Identifying the source of that mental clutter. That is the first step you want to take, is identifying that. Once you do that, then you can do things like mindfulness and present moment awareness, right? Being mindful, awareness to your present state, right? And mindfulness, as a coach, I work with my clients on these things, on being present and mindfulness. It involves being fully present in the moment without judgment, right? We're just being fully practicing mindful techniques, right? There's mindful techniques like meditation, deep breathing, just to name a couple. These, when you practice these on a daily basis, it's to help get you in that mindful, to be present, to be in that present. And what they do is, this can help clear the mind by redirecting attention away from those chaotic thoughts. Now, we're all over the place, right? And people, okay, as an example, I presently work in a supermarket in the evening. I see people coming in and out, all kinds of people. People are all over the place. And they're just so angry, they're frustrated, and they explode over the littlest things. This is almost like information overload. And I don't know if whatever personal, or I don't know what they have going on, but a good part of it is that they're so consumed with everything going on that their mind is just, instead of just focusing every day on the present moment, on presently, and not worry about, they're worrying too much about, the future. Like, they're seeing the world is easy, what's going to happen, or what's tomorrow. We don't know, so why worry about it? That just brings on more stress, more anxiety, right? So my point of just sharing that is just to kind of, when you get in the present moment, you be aware in the now of what's going on. And that goes for what you're doing. Even as an example, you going for a walk in nature. You want to practice. When you're doing that task, you're not thinking about anything. You put on the headsets if you have to distract the outside noise and be focused. And that goes with anything you're doing, even if you're washing dishes or you're doing clothes. If you have to, get a big thing, a headset, and put that on. It distracts the outside noise so you can stay in the present moment of what you're doing. So mindfulness and present moment awareness is important. Then there is digital detox. Guys, oh my God. The age that we are, yes, everything is digital, it's social media. How do you think we're connecting right now? Via live stream, right? On Facebook, on social media. Yes, that is the world. And we need it. But we don't have to overload on it. We need to take breaks, right? If you're constantly on it with no breaks, you go into information overload. And that can contribute to your mental clutter because you're like, oh my God, you're so much. Taking breaks from the screens, from establishing toxic-free periods and limiting social media. Have a moment. I love, take a moment. Maybe it's like dinner time. You want everybody present at dinner if you're big on that. Or, you know, days I know there's a lot of people that don't, but if that's you, everybody needs to put their phones in the basket. No, that's because you know you have teenagers and adults. We know the dinner table they bring their phones. There's no conversation. Back before we had phones, we had conversation. So you need to get that breaks. If you're working from home, you need to get up, go for a walk. Even if you're just walking around your house, do something, get away for a while, and just detox yourself. So important. So detox, digital detox. We need breaks. Taking breaks is important. Then there is prioritization, and time management. We all know what life, everything gets overwhelming and frustrated. And as busy moms, we do have a tendency, whether we have little kids or, you know, I focus on the older mom, the after 40, 50-year-old, usually with maybe teenagers, young adults. We also, we're worried about them, but we get so all over the place. We have so much to do. And then at the end of the day, we look at our to-do list. That's why I don't like to-do lists, is because we're like, okay, what did I do? And I did nothing, or I did one thing. Because there's so much. But you have to become a better time manager of it. And even if, I mean, there are apps on our phone that we can do, which are great. I actually use a little bit of that. And I also still use, you know, a book. You know, I still, the old-fashioned kind of book that has blocking, that has, you know, the whole calendar and then each day. And you schedule, like, even every day. You should, getting in a good habit is maybe on Sunday night, planning your week, what you have, looking ahead of time to see what you have done for that week. And then every single night, look at that next day. So putting it together, saying, I like a Sunday, putting it together, and then every day, always look at it before you go to bed. Just take out your calendar. What does tomorrow look like? And it puts you better scheduling every little thing. Walking the dog, everything in your day and scheduling it. You know, I'm a big believer. I talk a lot about, if you follow me, self-care. Scheduling it. I'm a big believer of scheduling that time because it's a non-negotiable. So prioritization, learning to prioritize what's urgent. This is actually something that I actually have in my program, where it helps you to prioritize. It's an exercise, and it helps you to just prioritize on the most important things. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, drop a program, and, you know, I can reach out to you. I can send you a link. We can get on a phone call completely free, just to get to know each other. I give a 30-minute call to get to know you. You get to know me, and we go from there. So if you would like to know, drop a program, and I will reach out to you with that. So prioritization. Then we have gratitude practice. Gratitude is so huge, guys. Too many of us lack gratitude. Cultivating a sense of gratitude can shift the focus from negative thoughts to positive aspects of our life. Because no matter what we're going through, no matter what our life looks like, we have so much to be grateful for. Just a beautiful day. We opened our eyes this morning. We're on We open our side, we're on the right side of the dirt. We're here, we think, we're grateful, right? We're grateful for we had breakfast this morning, for the food. We're grateful for our family. We are grateful. Even if you have problems with your family, you're grateful for them, right? You're grateful. Find those things to be grateful for and reflect on them. Regularly acknowledging and appreciating the good in your life can contribute to a more optimistic and clutter-free mindset. Gratitude. So practicing gratitude daily. Start a gratitude journal. I talk a lot about journal, which is actually the next little thing I was going to get into is journaling. And yes, gratitude. Starting. Today I am grateful for. Put it down. Pick out some journaling. That is the next thing. Provides a structured way to express thoughts and feelings, and it can serve as a therapeutic tool, right? Helping individuals process emotions, gain insights, and declutter their minds by internalizing thoughts onto paper. Now, journaling, there's so many kinds. I just gave you one gratitude, right? Well, there is something that I call brain dumping. And brain dumping is simply dumping what's on your mind, right? It's an exercise that helps get those random thoughts out of your head and onto paper. Because what's here keeps swirling around, and that's why we can't sleep and our mind can swim. But we get it down on paper, just where you can either analyze and review them or just forget about them. It's so helpful. It's decluttering the mind in a way, just getting it just. And when I talk about brain dump, there are actually like 3 ways to do this. There's that I talk about a lot. What you could just write, and that just write the first thing that comes into your head. Just write it. Whatever pops in your head. It doesn't have to make sense. The grammar don't have to be correct. You're not organizing. You don't organize. Just write. Don't worry about full sentences or your grammar or anything. Just write as you think, as your thoughts are coming in. What you're thinking, as your thoughts, you're writing. Okay, now, when you start slowing down, right, and find you have nothing else to write, you're done. If you start like that, all of a sudden you're writing, and start slowing down because you thought that means you're done, okay? You're done. Some people find it helpful to set a timer, okay? Like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, right? But you don't have to do that. It's not necessary. But maybe some people feel like they'll just be digging it. They'd rather just set that time so they know maybe 15 minutes and they're just writing their thoughts down. But if that helps you find it's not necessary, but if it helps you, then that's good. So for some people, it helps. So just writing. And then the other kind of way is a focal point, right? And what I mean by focal point is the next way. It's the next way to do. Okay, how do I say? Okay, this could be asking yourself a question or picking a project. So maybe you're working on something right now. Maybe you're doing a project, you're working at home, you're an entrepreneur, and you're working on something. And maybe that's your focal point, right? That's what you're thinking about, right? Maybe it's that. Maybe it's something. Again, you sit and you write everything that pops into your head about that focal point. This one could be great when you're retackling a large project, right? It can really help you get your ideas, tasks, and worries down on paper where you can be better organized and address them. Because when you get these things that adjust, they're in your head, all these ideas start coming. It's like they say, oh my God, I just got this idea a little while ago. Oh yeah, what was it? Because it's not down. But when your focal point of it, these ideas now coming, so you're writing. So they're down, you're not going to forget about them. Because who is a big believer of that? Like, I get all of a sudden, usually I get these ideas, and I'm like, or these ideas in the shower, and then I'm like, oh, what was that? It was so good, and I can't remember. But when you're doing that, you're getting it down. You're getting it down on paper. What happens when we get it down on paper? It's in here. It's down here, so we can refer, but it becomes more in here because we're writing it when we put pen to paper. So a focal point is a really good way of doing a brain dump too. And that maybe you have a full, so these are just like, you have the just right, and that's anything that or a focal point. Also, we have life. If this is helping and this is making sense and you're getting value from this, drop a value in the comments, because I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions about this, let me know that. Like, I would love to know and just get feedback. So the third brain dumping starter would be around a life area, right? This one is kind of like the last one, like we're like the focal point, right? Being specific. But instead of picking a project or asking questions, you want to think only of one area of your life. Now, perhaps you do one for work, one for home, or maybe a hobby, ideas for family time. Maybe think of one life area. Sit down, and you guessed it, write down your thoughts about it. So it's the same thing. It's just like blind spotted brain dumping, just writing whatever the thoughts as they come in. As they come in, you're writing it like that, right? Focal point, something, and then a life area. Maybe you want to see more connectedness, more quality time with your family. Maybe you need to write about that, and just write your thoughts on that, right? So incorporating brain dumps into your normal routines can help you keep all those thoughts from distracting you on a regular basis, right? I use these all the time. I'm always journaling. And Deborah was big on it when I got started. It was hard to process. And sometimes I do, guilty, like everybody else. I go off or something's life starts to get a little bit overwhelming. And of course, I don't do it, but I resort myself right back again. I get myself back on track faster now because I'm more, but writing this, I got all these, and nothing fancy. You can just use anything like a composition black and white notebook. You come colors if you want to get. Go to a dollar store. Just get a notebook. It doesn't have to be a pencil journal. You can maybe one for gratitude journaling. If you do brain dumping, and you can have a notebook for your life area, focal point, just your thought. You could have a journal book for every different types of journaling. So it's a really good point. It helps get things out of your head. And you know what? You don't feel so overwhelmed. your stress is less, and also you'll sleep better. You'll sleep so much better when you get that stuff. I do recommend a brain dumping before bed, because you want to get all those stuff out of your head. Now, and like I said, anything you could do it on paper. You could have different notebooks that, if anybody would like to see, I do have a little PDF that just kind of just outlines an idea of how you could make a page look and then do it. Just a little brain dumping PDF. If you would like to maybe give you an idea of how to start, drop a brain dump in the comments, and I'll be happy to send you that resource. And if you want more resources like this, you want more community with other moms and more connectedness, drop me a community in the comments, because I have a Facebook community for moms. It's for moms over 40 living a harmonious life. And, we're building the community, and, I share resources in there. These lives go in there. I share questions. We connect. And, if you have a problem that you're struggling with, you could drop it in there and get feedback from other moms. So if you are looking for a community, drop it below. I can put the link here. I can message you the link. What I can do too is I can drop it to the live. I can drop the link to the group in the comments, and you could go there. And love to have you be a member. It's a free group, and it's a great place to connect, because I believe we all need to connect together. So thank you for today. I hope you found value on this, and I will talk to you on our next live, which will be on Saturday. Have a great rest of the week, everybody.